chair is a great place to do a lot of yoga, especially if you're feeling a little unstable. You just want to start practicing some yoga, working through some breath, and doing a few at-home tools. You can do this from a sturdy chair is really best. It doesn't have to be a folding chair, but something with a nice hard back and a nice hard seat that also allows your feet to be grounded. Good. So we'll start simply by scooching Mariah forward a little bit so her butt is at the edge of the chair. Good. So you want your sit bones to sit right at the edge of the chair, and then her feet to plant firmly out in front of her with her heels right underneath her knees. Good. We're going to start with the chair pose cat-cow. So Mariah's going to bring her hands to her knees. So she's going to simply begin by opening the heart, drawing the shoulders back, lifting the head without dropping it back, just opening the chest and heart, creating a nice curve in the upper back. She can even draw her hands back and just really try to get that extension of the spine. Good. And then she'll move into cat pose on an exhale, bringing her hands to her knees, rounding the spine in, reaching her back towards the back of the chair, and using her hands on her knees as restriction or sort of traction for the spine to create some stretching in the back body. On the inhale, she'll move back towards the cow variation, shoulders slide back, heart opens, creating a back bend. And on the exhale, sliding her hands back down her thighs, rounding her back, tucking in, and creating some flexion there. Good. You can do this a few more times, inhaling to open, shoulders sliding back, heart lifts. Good. And exhaling, moving in the opposing direction. You'll feel some gentle rocking in the pelvis, which is what we want. We want some rocking in the pelvis, loosening that up, and then some movement in the spine. Good. Good. So from here, she'll come back to just sitting nice and tall, allowing the feet to be grounded, sitting up tall, shoulders on the back. And we can simply take a really gentle twist. So Mariah's going to reach back with her left hand for the chair and take her right hand to the knee, and then just use some leverage to find a twist, moving from the thoracic spine, shoulders on the back, gazing off the left shoulder if your neck allows. Good. Using whatever you can grab a hold of on your chair for resistance, taking several breaths here. Trying to make sure that we don't start to sort of slump in, but you can see Mariah is sitting up nice and tall, her head is lifted, her shoulders draw back. Good. She'll come back through center, bringing the hands back to the knees, and then switching sides. Good. Really trying to keep the weight evenly distributed on your feet, and letting that movement come from the torso as opposed to the hips moving or destabilizing. She'll come back through center, and of course you can do that as many times as it feels appropriate. Good. We might also just take some simple side bends. We might need to get this from a different angle. Good. Moving on to some simple side bends, maybe coming from the front. Good. Side bending is easy, and we tend to sometimes overdo the side bend. So Mariah can just put her left hand on the left side of the chair. She'll just reach her right arm up to the sky, finding some length in the side body so the sit bone is grounded, reaching all the way up through the right arm. And then she'll simply, bending the left elbow, start to reach over to the side. But getting a side stretch through the right side of the body. Noticing that we don't want to slump over too much, but that we're staying nice and long in the waist. You're good. She can inhale back up through center, reaching both arms up to the ceiling. Exhaling to switch sides, side bending. Good. Really thinking about lengthening through the side of the body, opening through the heart. Good. Inhaling back up, reaching tall with the arms. Good. Switching sides one more time, over to the left. Inhaling up through center, and back to the other side. Coming back up through center, and releasing the hands back to the lap. Okay. One more great pose to do at a chair. You can always do all of these poses, of course, from your work desk as well. Mariah's going to reach her hands back for the sides of the chair. And then all she's going to do is you can either reach a little higher, Mariah, and all she's going to do is draw her chest forward and lean forward with your heart, and get a stretch in the upper back, the chest. taking definitely some extension, a shoulder opener, opening across the front of the chest. Taking several breaths here, opening the heart. Okay. Depending on the height of your chair, you can reach back as high or as low as it makes sense for you. Okay. And then releasing that, coming back. And then of course, very simply, depending on how stable you feel, Ryan can separate her feet and just fold down inside her legs from here, maybe scooching your butt back a little bit just for stability. And then taking the feet wide apart and folding down towards the floor.